Now we have references from Quran and Hadith. In Quran, there are 3 stages of nafs which is mentioned in Quran. Nafs al-amara bisu, nafs al-lawwama, and nafs al-mutma'inna. Nafs al-amara is the commanding self. It dictates us what to do, and it usually controls us. And nafs al-amara, which is ruled by the self and submit to its desires. And nafs al-lawwama is the reapproachful nafs. In this nafs, we become aware of our own shortcomings and motivated by emotions and strive for perfection while acknowledging the consequences of our deeds. And lastly, nafs al-mutmainna suggests contentment and tranquility. Now, there are also other references in Quran which addresses mental health. In Quran, we have Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 286, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. The verse talks about how one can handle any hardship or trial with resilience and also provides comfort and reassurance while facing challenges, while reminding us the strength we have through the support of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, another hadith, Prophet ﷺ said, no fatigue, no distress, no disease, no hurt that befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick of a thorn he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that. This hadith also highlights that any hardship that you endure, you have an opportunity that forgives your sin. And this also serves as a spiritual purification. This understanding can give us hope while struggling with mental illnesses. Another verse in Surah Ar-Ra'd, verse number 28, chapter number 13. Those who have believed and whose hearts are assured by the remembrance of Allah, unquestionably by the remembrance of Allah, hearts are assured. This verse emphasized the importance of faith and remembrance of Allah in finding peace and assurance. It highlights that true tranquility and contentment come from believing in Allah and remembering Him. When believers engage in the remembrance of Allah through acts of worship, prayer, mindfulness of His presence, and their hearts are filled with peace, comfort, and certainty. This verse encourages Muslims to strengthen their faith and maintain a close connection with Allah, as it through this connection that they find inner peace and serenity, especially in times of difficulty. There is also a hadith in Sahih Muslim where it states that amazing is the affair of the believer, for there is good in every matter. And this is not the case with everyone except the believer. If he is happy, then he thanks Allah, and thus there is good for him. And if he is harmed, then he shows patience, thus there is good for him. This hadith highlights the unique perspective of a believer, emphasizing their ability to find goodness and benefit in every situation, whether it is favorable or challenging. The believer's faith enables them to see beyond immediate circumstances and recognize the wisdom and mercy of Allah in all aspects of life. In times of happiness and success, the believer expresses gratitude to Allah, acknowledging His blessings and favor upon them. This gratitude strengthens their faith and fosters contentment, leading to further blessings from Allah. Similarly, when faced with adversity, the believer demonstrates patience and resilience, trusting in Allah's wisdom and decree. Through patience, they endure hardships with steadfastness and perseverance, knowing that Allah's plan is ultimately for their benefit. Overall, this hadith teaches believers to maintain a positive attitude and trust in Allah, recognizing that every experience, whether positive or negative, contains opportunities for spiritual growth, learning, and reward from Allah.